That's awesome. Hey, very cool. Okay, we kind of spoke about it a little bit, but I'll ask you anyway. Um, how do you build relationships with your kids and kind of maintain those relationships as well?
I think that's very much in line with what Lenka said, as you said. And it's also about attunement.
Yeah.
So it's about each lesson, just before you start your lesson, telling yourself to put your own agenda aside,
Yeah.
stepping in there and being present in the moment with the student and seeing where are they emotionally. And especially if you're dealing with the Asian students that we often work with, where they're working all day at school, then they come home from school, then they've got online lessons. And sometimes I'm giving 5-year-old lessons at 9 o'clock at night. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they're exhausted and they're under a lot of pressure. And it's about just gauging that when you start the lesson, seeing that. And I think you'll agree with me, also acknowledging that in the lesson, saying to a kiddo that you see is maybe a little quieter than usual, seems a little distracted or disinterested, saying, I see that you are distracted. Are you feeling tired today? Or using emotion faces to show them different, and letting them come into self-awareness themselves so they can understand, oh, this is what I'm feeling and this is how it's portraying. And by them having that awareness of the emotion, you're helping them then to regulate themselves.
And sometimes they just need to offload something quickly, like tell you something about a pet or a disappointment they had at school. And once they've done that and vented a little bit, they can carry on and they are more regulated and they can carry on with the lesson and focus their energy there because now they've kind of contained that a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, we all have that need to be seen and to be heard. We all have that,
Definitely.
and kids especially, because they can't voice it. They don't know what they're feeling most of the time. They just know that they don't even know they're feeling anything. They just react. And I think that's a big part of building a relationship with a kid.
Yes, and what you're actually also talking about here is what we in therapy call co-regulation. So when you co-regulate a child, you pick up on where they are emotionally, you acknowledge that and validate that and help them to notice that, and then you can help them to move into a different kind of emotional space. So you see, maybe the child is feeling very tired and very like lump after a whole day of school, and then you tell them, listen, I see you're feeling very tired, but what can we do to get your energy up? Shall we do some dancing? Shall we do a big stretch? Should we take a deep breath? What can we do? And then to just help them move into a slightly more alert space so that they can focus a bit better.
Yes. Yes.
You do that quite well.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is what I do. And I honestly, having the background that I have, obviously everyone has different teaching styles according to what your education is, what your background is, your own temperament, your own experience with life. For me, it was very much bringing in, I had to kind of pull the therapist in me out of the classroom a little bit and hold it back and get a bit of balance, because I also knew I had a lesson to complete and I was actually here to teach English. Having said that, there are those little things that we've been speaking about that you can just bring in that you don't know that has a therapeutic aspect for that child, but it really does. And it's very important to bring that in, because learning is a daunting thing for people. It's you can be very vulnerable. I mean, how do you feel if you go into a room and you don't really know what's going on and you don't want to ask questions because it's going to look like you don't know? I mean, as an adult, I experienced that, I go like, oh crap, did I say anything? Did I just sit there quietly? And giving kids the freedom to be themselves, to make mistakes, to be sad, to be angry, and know that there's no repercussions.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be smiling, even if you're rude to me in the lesson, even if you don't want to finish the task. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here every lesson, and every lesson I'm going to be stable and I'm going to be consistent. Even if you're not, I will remain that.
And that's safe for them.
Yeah.
Safety relationship.
Definitely. And it builds a lot of trust, I think, too.
Exactly. And you bring in empathy then. And empathy is also the cornerstone of any kind of relationship, is being able to empathize and showing that you understand, and giving a lot of positive feedback is so important for relationship building as well.
Definitely. That's so true.
The environment that you create for the kids, it also creates in them this intrinsic motivation to learn. They want to learn because it's fun. They want to learn because it's safe, and because in this relationship, it's okay if they make mistakes or try things out or take initiative. So that's also very lovely, especially with the little ones, to start building that intrinsic motivation for learning.
That's complete acceptance of who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. It's so cool. I love it. I love it. Thanks so much, guys. This is amazing, amazing information already. I can definitely see how this is going to help a lot of people, especially people that don't have a background in any kind of therapy or have never thought about it in that way. Because I also think sometimes as English teachers or what we've seen, is that you just think you need to teach English. Meanwhile, you actually also need to build a relationship. You need to make sure your child is okay. And that's how you'll continue being that kid's teacher or making a difference,
Yeah, exactly that. And from a earning money perspective as well, because obviously we're not complete angels and just la 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 la, let's be there. We need to make a living. Look at it from the way that they're going to want to be taught by you. They're going to want to book classes with you if you can offer this, with sincerity, because kids are not stupid. They pick up when you're not real.
It's true. That is true. They're the best at that. For sure.
And the most honest.
Well, that's good. We need something like that in this world. So that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. That was a really amazing answer. I like that a lot. Thank you. Let's do another one. How does one help, especially the younger children who are distracted? And how does one help to ground and regulate them?